Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we make a custom drawer organizer. So after starting a family a little under 3 years ago, we sort of have a problem in the kitchen where we have cutlery everywhere. And it just, you know, when you have a kid and stuff, they have their own cutlery, you have your cutlery, and then you have family coming over, other kind of cutlery. It's just a mess for the drawer. So I looked online for some options, and I can't find anything that sort of fits what we need it for, and with the diversity that we have. So I decided to make my own. That's the nice thing about running a shop, is if you can't find what you want, you just make it. Now you'll notice that there's no backing on this at all, and the reason for that is because I'm testing it out. I used MDF as well. MDF is not something you want to eat off or have close to food, but again, it's just to test out a design, see how it functions in the kitchen. Now this also has no glue at all, as you can see, and the reason for that is because it fits snugly in a drawer. So because it fits in the drawer already has the sides, so it will hold everything together automatically, and that's the same reason why there's no backing, because the drawer has a backing as well. The only drawback to this sort of approach is that if you want to take it out to clean it, it's a bit of a headache because it'll fall apart on you, but for now, just for testing, this is more than fine. When it comes to custom designing things, a couple of things you want to keep in mind. First is when it comes to assembly, you want to make it as straightforward and easy as possible with as few parts as possible as well. So in this case here, I have a lot of parts, but if you look at it very closely, you'll notice that I don't actually have a lot of unique parts. Most of them are identical, and that makes assembly a lot easier. You know, I've designed, you know, hundreds of models over the years, and I've put them together hundreds of times. And I find that's a very simple way to make a very complex model easy to put together. Now, when it comes to MDF, as you see here, it's 1/4 inch. Something you got to keep in mind is the thickness of the MDF is never the thickness that they sell it at. This is actually 1/4 inch, but it's actually about 10% thicker than 1/4 inch. That's just the way MDF is. Now, if it gets a little bit more humid in the shop, it can go up to 15% thicker as well. So there is some variation there, and plywood is actually worse. Plywood generally you buy 1/4 inch, and I don't think I've ever had 1/4 inch plywood in the shop, and I've bought a lot of 1/4 inch plywood. Generally the 1/4 inch plywood is actually about 20% thinner than what they actually sell it at. So you got to keep that in mind when it comes to making custom models. I scale everything based on the material thickness, so it's very easy to scale up and down when it comes to projects such as this. So the nice thing about this approach towards design is I get to test something out before actually making something really nice using nice material. In this case here, I already know a couple of changes that I want to make right off the bat. I definitely think a backing is probably worthwhile. It's just to make it easier to take out, to clean up and that kind of stuff. Another thing I'd like to do is have, you know, sort of a little bit of rounded stuff, because right now everything's just square or rectangular, and you have to sort of reach out to grab this stuff out. So if I have, you know, a bit of an indent on everything, it's a little bit easier for that. Another thing I'd probably do as well is maybe get rid of one of these things just so I have a little bit more width, just for spoons and, you know, bigger forks. But we'll see, you know, we'll see how it works and how it goes and how it functions. So if we're looking for custom drawer organizers, we can make that too out of literally any material. I might actually make this out of Corian next time. We'll see. Contact me at CNCKing.com. We'll make it for you and ship it right to your door.